Nailed it again.
I hate puppies.
Good podcast.
Update. I feel threatened. What's going on, everybody? Welcome to Inside the Pallet House, the only podcast dedicated to solving first world problems and hopefully helping you figure out what beer to be drinking. According to RVA Mag, it's the best podcast. Well, I'm exaggerating, but according to RVA Mag, we're a good source of information that's not politics or sports, and I respect them for that.
Or horror movies.
Yes. And according to ChatGPT, this is a whole nother
That's
thing.
another one.
According to ChatGPT, we are the preeminent podcast when it comes to talking about sustainable homes and how to build things out of
I don't know about
material.
this. What is this?
Oh, and you should hear the host. He is a wizard. He's fantastic. His name is Brian.
Oh, wow.
Yes.
I can't wait to meet him.
ChatGPT is fantastically smart.
Where did this come from?
I've been playing with ChatGPT a lot.
Oh, wow.
So you had to input this
So
info.
I asked it a question. I said, hey, ChatGPT, what do you think of Inside the Pallet House podcast? And he said, or she.
Or
They.
They
you
don't
say
know.
them.
Okay, they said, it said. Can we agree it's an it?
I think it's an it.
Okay.
For real.
So it said, well, I don't have an opinion on which podcasts are better than one or the other. And I thought, well played. Nice start. But I would tell you that it is a fantastic source of information about sustainable housing. And then I was like, what do you think of the host? And they were like, Brian Jensen is fantastic.
Wow.
And I was like, so I got in an argument with ChatGPT.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, I did. I said, that's bullshit. They don't talk about that. He was like, no, they do. And I was like, no, they certainly don't. And then I informed it that their real focus is first world problems and solving those. And then it said, while many people think first world problems are petty because most of the world has to deal with problems that are much larger, I could understand how a podcast that would talk about first world problems would be very interesting to the listener, considering there is a large population in the world that has to deal with the mundane things that are in your day-to-day life that really do cause hardships and can actually make your life more difficult. And I was like, good play, ChatGPT.
Wow.
Did ChatGPT pull the sustainable housing out of its ass because, quote unquote, we solve first world problems, and that's a really big first world problem?
I looked it up, and there was a podcast that did talk about building a house on a pallet.
That's it.
And I thought, well, that's really frustrating, ChatGPT, because when I look it up, when I Google it, which is what you're supposed to replace, you twat.
Yeah.
It comes up, the first 15 results are this podcast. So how are you so confused? Oh, I do stand corrected. It does appear that Inside the Pallet House is a podcast. And I was like, what do you think about the host? Brian Jensen is a very fantastic. And I was like, and where does this guy live? And he dropped that. And I was like, all right, well, the host, and gave him some information. I said, and it's out of Richmond, Virginia. And then the next time I asked him, he said, Brian Jensen out of Richmond, Virginia hosts I was like, you son of a bitch!
ChatGPT is gaslighting you.
Gaslighting me hard.
Yeah.
You would think.
Yeah, man, I'll tell you what, that dang old internet, man, you just go on there and point and click, 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 click. It's real easy, man.
Apparently not.
Look, I'll give it, a little leeway. It's a new AI, but Brian and/or Jensen, was it?
Brian Jensen.
So Brian,
have you ever had a guest
I was gonna say,
with that?
no. Brian and Jensen are not two names we throw around
Right.
on a regular basis.
Well, so here's what I've learned over time.
Uh-oh.
If you keep educating it,
Does it get smarter?
it learns.
Okay.
And so now it's getting awfully close. When you say Inside the Pallet House, it says they like to solve first world problems, and they will help you figure out what beer you should be drinking, as well as has great tips about sustainable housing.
You're not going to let it go.
I'm not. We are battling, but now it's getting smarter as I teach it. So I'm wondering, how much can I train Chat?
Well, we're
GPT?
always trying to go for that large market of beer-loving, sustainable house people. I mean, that's a huge market, right? And we've been aiming for it.
Hippies
Or maybe
hippies.
it's the niche we haven't touched, right? That you guys are still like
maybe that's it.
Those dozens of people.
dozens of people.
Hey, so for Chat GPT, I do want to throw something out. Ray is with us tonight.
Yes.
Hey, how's it going?
Ray is co-hosting again. This is becoming more often. I like it.
You used to reference you squeezing lemons it last week.
Yes.
You're trying to do some old fashioned. So I was like,
Yes.
I think maybe I should come in here and we can talk first world problems, which is how to make an old fashioned.
So I am getting better at it. So here's my problem with my old fashions. I flat out refuse to make simple syrup because I don't want it in my home.
What the fuck?
Why do you hate it? It's so good in drinks.
I understand that. I just don't like making simple syrups. So what I'm actually trying to learn is how to muddle like a sugar cube or sugar
Sure.
to then create it. So I don't have to boil the water and store it because I don't want a big sticky mess of.
It's called dish soap. And by the way, squeezing lemon says that's the one thing
That's
everyone
the
should
one
do. Like,
thing.
make their own simple
and
syrup.
Literally,
Now
they
listen.
talk about how many different variations of it you can create.
And how
to
easy it
then-
is to make.
There is nothing easier.
Yeah, you're just being a contrarian. Just
I will say that
because that's what you do.
there are some classic bars out there that still use a sugar cube. Put a little bitters on the sugar cube, put a little water in there, and then
Just mix it
in.
up.
I mean,
So
you could do it. So you could do that. The
But
bitter,
those sugar cubes don't dissolve well in the cold.
It
like they
depends
do
on
in
the
heat.
sugar cube.
well, when you mix it with a sugar cube, you don't add ice to your drink. You always wait till the end. So you'll couple dashes of bitters on your cube. Then you put your bourbon in, and then stir it up, and then let it get kind of dissolved, and then you add ice to your glass.
See,
There you go.
There's a way around it.
Yeah,
There is a way around it.
half-ass
Now,
way.
however, I will say that with sugar cube, with gritty sugar, your drink's going to get a lot sweeter as you drink it because the sugar dissolves.
Stays at the bottom.
Stays at the bottom.
Yeah.
So there are different levels of sugar, just like flour.
Right, and it's the complexity changes as you drink that drink.
So you
I
can
mean,
actually,
it's called simple.
I understand.
I mean, come
But-
on. It's in
But
the
I
name.
almost think it's cooler
It's not.
to drop a cube in
It's
of a
not.
nice refined sugar. You put your bitters on it. You put a couple drops of water. You muddle that bitch up. Then you put the bourbon in. It's almost when you grab.
think
the
it's
piece of-
fancier?
when you grab the piece of plastic and you go.
Yeah.
Yeah, but if it's
Doesn't look
homemade in a
cool.
glass bottle and you do it right, it looks dope.
Okay.
And then when you go, I made this myself, people go, what? Because unless you are in the know, which we weren't, at least I wasn't
No,
until
I
recently,
wasn't.
I thought it was a whole to do. Like I thought simple syrup
It's
was a
really
pain.
not a to do.
It's water, sugar, and heat.
But it sounds
You
cool.
can set it and forget it. I mean, seriously, it's like a Ronco. You can
Walk away from it.
It's like a Ronco. Set it and forget it.
Yeah.
You put a cup of sugar in, half a cup of water, just let it go. You can in 20 minutes check it and you're ready to go.
You've
let
seen
it cool.
a
and then
nice
pour it in.
glass serving vessel.
It would
for
make it look better.
Yeah.
There's just something about that like clear ketchup bottle that like
Yeah.
the
You don't
squeeze-
want to.
It just looks funky to me, and I like the idea of dropping a cube in.
There is that and a handlebar mustache, right?
Yeah.
So you do get it.
goes
You
with
do.
it.
Right, I do get it.
There we go.
You're not going to talk Brendan out of this. Like,
No,
if
it's okay.
No, you
It-
can because
He doesn't change his
That's
mind
the
when he
greatest
has
thing, is right. Well, you can do whatever the fuck you want if you're at your house. You know, we went and Taylor and I went to the Jasper last night to do a little drink exploration.
Just the two of you, or did you take the ladies?
Jill's out of town,
so squeezing
yeah.
lemons is, in my mind, that podcast is the home version of the Jasper because I think the Jasper is the single greatest cocktail bar that Richmond, Virginia has, in my opinion. And I've been to the speakeasy place, where that Beekman's or what's that called? No, something.
Grand Staffenstein.
Grand Staffenstein.
Yeah.
So I've been there and I've heard that rivals it. I've been to a couple other fancy restaurants that are supposed to have great drinks. There's actually one over here called Midlothian Chef's Kitchen.
Those guys do a really good job.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
They make fantastic drinks.
Have you been to a place called Fridays?
So for the record,
They use sugar cubes.
Fridays
Yeah.
is the finest, and I don't think anything can ever be as good as Fridays.
Yeah,
They're the best.
they are the best.
It's Fridays.
Yeah.
You see all the flair?
Yeah.
I mean, come on.
It's TGI Fridays.
It's the best. But
Yeah.
every day is Friday. I mean,
Yeah.
what?
Why don't we do every week like that?
I agree. So Fridays is the best.
Fridays is the best.
But then,
But we're not
going to
compare the rest to that.
No, nothing
That's
will
not fair.
ever compete.
Yeah.
You know, that's like the best.
Yeah.
But then you got everything else, and the Jasper is the finest.
Second tier.
Squeezing lemons. Squeezing.
Squeezing.
My apologies.
ING. Yeah.
Squeezing lemons is the best way to make drinks at home. I mean, that podcast is brilliant. Your podcast is brilliant.
Well, we're trying to do a couple different things, but back to the Jasper, it was Taylor took his wife, and so it was 3 of us, and then we couldn't decide. We ordered 4 different cocktails, so we had a table. We had one in the center they just dropped for us as a sipper to see what it was, and we had 4 very, very different drinks: a gin drink, bourbon drink, tequila drink, and then
something with absinthe.
yeah, I had one of them had absinthe. Yeah. I mean, they had all these different things, and it was great. And those guys are top notch bartenders.
They really are. Actually, I will wait extra long to sit at the bar because there's no
To watch them do their art?
There's no TVs there.
Yeah.
The best thing to watch is how these people make drinks.
We actually, our best drink of the night, we went to Mama Siam, whatever. It's right down.
The Thai joint.
The Thai, yeah. We had a faux drink. It's called a Faux Your Eyes Only.
Hold on, it's like faux, like it's based on a broth.
Has the fish broth in it.
What?
Yeah, fish sauce was in
That
it.
was your best drink of the
Was it
night?
spicy?
Has honey it's the Belle Isle honey habanero.
That's delicious.
Yeah, but it was they filtered it through shiitake mushrooms.
Oh,
Shut the front door.
now
Yeah,
I'm out.
and faux sauce. It was freaking delicious.
So you remember how we had that the guy, and I apologize for drawing a blank, but from Social 52 and Chard.
Yeah. James.
So when James came on, he was talking about how they filter the bourbon through.
Yeah, they have a
Yeah.
slow, what do they call it? A slow drip old fashioned.
So
Yeah.
I have been to Social 52 and Chard in the last 2 weeks, both of them, and had their old fashions. I was drinking an old fashioned at fucking 11:30 in the morning.
There's nothing wrong with that.
It's not right. But I was like, well, they have the slow drip.
Yeah.
He's not kidding.
It's
was
really
fantastic.
It is
It's
great.
really
Yeah.
it's about that special. It really was. And he wasn't kidding about their sausage gravy.
That's awesome.
It was phenomenal. I did not
Yeah, didn't
get
he
it.
say like their biscuits are like he puts up against anybody's biscuits?
So biscuits is pretty subjective.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, because certain people like them drier. Or,
some people like
yeah.
it buttery, some
Yeah.
people like it dry, some people like it salty, some people
Yeah.
don't like it salty. Biscuits is a very subjective thing to try to hang your hat on. So like I'm like, you can't please everybody with a biscuit. That motherfucker pleased everybody at our table. And when we went to Chard the other day, my girls were like, "You're where?" And I was like, "Oh, it's the same place as Social 52." And they were like, "Can you bring us biscuits?" It turns out that in this household, everybody agrees that is the best biscuit.
Nice.
So he got it right.
Yeah.
I was blown away. Like I said, I went to one, had his old fashioned, and then a week later, we was like, "Hey, we're over on this side of town." I was like, "Well, then we're going to Chard."
Yeah.
I've not been to Social 52. I think that's a trip to take.
It's a cool spot for sure.
Since it burnt, it's like much nicer.
Yeah, they redid it. Right. They definitely tricked it out.
Yeah.
Chard is close to where I live, so it's only a few minutes away.
Yeah.
The chicken and waffles is outstanding, and we put the sausage gravy on the chicken and waffles.
Yep.
Oh wow.
So I've adapted, and I now get the biscuit with the fried chicken.
Oh yeah.
And the sausage gravy on it. So I swap out the waffle because at this point, I'm having an old fashioned. I'm having all these things, and I'm like,
Your palate's tuned in.
but I'm saying I will hold the sugar of the waffle and go for the salt of the biscuit.
Sure.
And I walk out of there feeling like a fat kid who just had a large fries and a Diet Coke.
Yeah.
Oh, a Diet Coke.
I'm like, and I'm fine. And so that's my brilliant move.
It doesn't matter if I'm having breakfast food. I have to have coffee. I don't know about you
really?
guys. Yeah.
I get a coffee with it, uppers
Oh,
and downers.
okay,
Yeah.
I got you. Yeah.
I Belushi, Farley. I do that
You got
thing
it
right.
right.
You know what I mean?
That Eggs Up place down the street is really good breakfast food.
It's good, but again, I like either basic or wild.
Yeah.
And I like right in between, but it is good. Like everything they do is
And that
tasty.
Maple Street's good too.
That's a little more on the wild
Yeah.
side.
Yeah.
But I
Maple
like
Street.
that a lot.
That one's good.
Yeah.
I fuck with some breakfast.
Yeah.
But late night, I fuck with the Jasper.
The Jasper is where it's at. We had steak tartare as well, just as a little appetizer, which was so freaking good.
I like how any place that has the little like weighted piece of metal with like an initial in it, they just stick it on your cube, and then they just walk away for a minute, and you're like, "What are you doing? You forgot my drink." And they're like, "No, that's because the metal is going to just put our initials in your ice cube." And I'm like, "Well played."
Do you know how those things are super expensive too? They're like a couple $100 to get a stamp.
Yeah. Well, here's the trick. You go to Virginia Distillery. It's out in Lovingston.
Okay.
And if you buy one of their high-end bottles, so you're going to spend about $80, but you're going to get a bottle of liquor. It actually, the top is a stamper. So when you pop it off, you can put it on your ice cube when you're making your drink. And
you don't have to heat that up, right? Just the metal.
Yeah, just the metal conducts the heat.
Yeah.
That's wild.
And so their top actually has a stamp on it. And I was like, all right.
But that's not your initials.
No, but their logo is super cool.
Yeah.
It's got like barley and shit. And if you look at it in the wrong light, it looks like some kind of cool weed thing.
Nice.
It's pretty grown up stuff.
Sounds like it.
Yeah, super grown up.
Yeah.
18-year-old me is like,
Yeah.
nah, it's dope. But I do want to I want to discover in all the towns I go to. I wish there was like a guide that would say this is the best mixed drink maker, because like the Jasper I would put up against anything in Richmond. But like I go to all these towns and I know they have them. Where if I just want to get one drink, it's going to be the best drink ever.
One of the bartenders at the Jasper started her career in Roanoke, Virginia, at the place where I eat all the time, Lucky, which does craft cocktails, and now she's here.
Oh wow!
And so they move around. They move around a lot.
Isn't that the Ford's Guide or whatever y'all use? Doesn't that have cool spots in it?
The Difference Guide, yeah.
Difference.
Those, but that's like it's Australian. So all those bars and all the things they talk about is over in Australia.
That's
a lot of the European cocktail makers, even Asian, like in Japan, they have such great cocktail or mixologists out there.
Yeah,
those are the ones that are up and coming right now. U.S. we're
Japan
slinging
in general.
Japan in general.
Yeah,
Japan.
I agree. You look at the booze that's coming out of there. Like right now, my favorite gin is coming out of Japan.
Yep.
Their whiskey's been top notch for a while.
Dude, they make Scotch whiskey, or I'm sorry, single barrel whiskeys.
Yeah.
Right. Got to be careful.
That are on par with anything that Scotland's been making since the dawn of time. It's amazing.
Yeah, the Japan itself is getting into the spirit world, and they are doing it right. They've got some good stuff.
I had one the other day. It poured with like the slightest hint of yellow, like the color. I was like, it's way too light. Like that's not going to be any good. It was such a complex and brilliant whiskey. I was like, how do you even do that without leaving it in the barrel long enough to get the color? They're doing something.
Doing something, yeah.
You know what? When you're precision, you make it happen.
What I'll tell you is that Taylor and I, we've talked about this a lot on our podcast, and we've said that
Road trip?
Well, we talked. Yeah, we have a
to Japan. Yeah, you're gonna need a hell of a car.
We do this podcast. We started this podcast because we would go to places and go to these bars, and people wouldn't even know how to make the classic 5 cocktails. They wouldn't know how to make an old fashioned or a Manhattan or
what
a martini.
What are the classic 5 cocktails?
Old fashioned, Manhattan, daiquiri, margarita, and then you can do. And there's a couple others like a mojito or but everything has
it's
like the last word.
It's shocking to me that a daiquiri made the list, because in my mind a daiquiri involves a blender and all this shit, but that's
no, a daiquiri. You're thinking like a frozen daiquiri.
Yes, of course. I mean, is there another daiquiri?
Oh yeah,
like a margarita doesn't have to be frozen.
The OG daiquiri is.
I prefer a frozen margarita,
like
but it doesn't have to be.
Hemingway daiquiri is just basic, lime and gin.
Okay, that's a gin with lime.
But there's other things in it. I mean, you do some other things.
I sure as hell would hope so, because I don't understand how you get from
here's daiquiri,
gin with lime, and then here's this other version we do that's a
rum and
frozen
Coke.
Strawberry cocktail.
That's a rum and Coke with a cherry in it. Yeah, a daiquiri.
Cuba Libre, if you will.
Oh, dude. Don't fuck with a Cuba Libre, man. That is so good. A rum and Coke with a little lime in it.
Rum and Coke with lime. It's the fanciest thing in the world. Cuba Libre. Don't mind if I do.
I mean,
got the
there's
recipe.
a way to gussy everything up,
got
right?
the recipe memorized.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you got to use coconut rum. Coconut rum, Cuba Libre is the way. Not like fucking Malibu. Use like Bacardi or something that's nice. Not like a liqueur. Telling you.
Nope.
What do you know?
Cuba Libre does not have coconut rum in it.
You could.
It's rum, Coke, lime.
Could do whatever you want.
Well, no,
There's also a dash of Angostura bitters to make a Cuba Libre.
Nope. I'm out. I'm out.
Too much.
Too much.
4 ingredients.
Gone too
I'm
far.
out. I am a 3 ingredient guy.
You always have been.
Barley, hops, water. Done. That's how you make it. That is the Puritan laws. Dude, I went to this place this past weekend. I went to Wild Man Dan's out in Charlottesville.
I've heard of that. Have you been there and talked about it before?
So I have.
We had
there.
a beer. We had a beer from Wild Man
Yeah.
Dan's, didn't we?
Yeah.
Oh, that's
that was the one
right.
where you took the shit in the bathroom and it clogged it up or something.
I took a piss.
Okay.
I like your version's a better
Oh,
story.
you went back to that place.
Dude, for my
showed
wife's
your face?
birthday, we went back there and we stayed in their 1800s farmhouse.
Oh, nice.
And that place,
Did he remember you?
I'm pretty sure he did. So this is our entry into the place was he wanted to do a beer school at 7:00. So he shut down the brewery, which is there are microbreweries and then there are nano breweries. And then there's ones that do less beer than that. And they don't even have a fucking name.
This sounds like this guy just does this for a hobby.
You got it.
Like it's not a business.
He's making his beer 5 gallons at a clip.
Wow.
And he's like, that is this batch of beer. And he has 8 beers on tap, but they're all done at like 5 gallons a clip. So you want to talk about inconsistency from one beer?
Right.
Oh
I
my
mean, if
God.
you're only doing five gallons at a time, you can't do it.
Yeah, he's filling up a couple little pony kegs and he's like, well,
We're done.
that's a batch.
Yeah.
But that's how he rolls. And he's got a place that is the pallet house. I mean, that's basically it. You walk in and it feels a lot like this, and that's where I peed in his toilet. But upstairs, he has foosball and darts and like all the cool shit, record player and like all kinds of albums. You can just spin records and get fucked up. He had a shake weight, so lots
did
of
you show off?
Yeah, I was beating off like crazy all night, whacking it everywhere. Ouija boards, board games, just weird shit. But we went in there. He wanted to do a beer school. So we get in there 7:00. There's 10 of us. And we'd been drinking.
No.
Yeah. It
Just a little?
It was 7:00 St. Patrick's Day at night.
With basketball games going all day.
You're feeling the
So
vibe.
y'all had two or three
had two or
beers by
three.
then?
I'd been to one winery. Actually, I'd only been to one wine. No, I take it back. I had lunch in a bar in Scottsville, and I definitely started drinking there, but got to the point where I could still drive, but everything was faster. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah.
Like you have a couple beers and you're like, I swear, it's like you put a whole new exhaust on it.
Yeah.
You're like, it's just peppier
It
off
just
the line.
got something to it, like
Yeah.
a little pep.
just
It's
a
like
little
when you
more.
throw it in the hyperspeed, like
Yeah.
the stars are just shooting right by you.
Yeah.
The pedestrians that you're clipping are just flying.
But they're like, thank you. You're sober. They're like, my leg, my neck, my back. Yeah, you got 2 beers in you. They're like, my bad.
Yeah, that was on me.
It's different.
Yeah.
But so, yeah, I guess I had that. Then I went to a winery. Then I checked into the house. Then had a couple beers. Then we go to the beer school. And he shuts down the brewery. And this dude came out. And I was like, I was not ready for what he was about to do. He was Mr. Serious when I peed in
Y'all
his
had
shit.
5 couples, right?
Yeah, there were 10 of us there.
All staying in the same house.
Yeah, this house, I cannot recommend Wild Man Dan's like house for like if you're gonna do like a couples weekend away with a bunch of couples. That might have been the nicest fucking house. He had a giant solo stove set off in the distance. Every chair around it was a bench swing.
Oh,
Like
nice.
just set up
Whoa.
like Stonehenge with bench swings all around it. So everybody's just swinging, not fucking swinging in swings. Should clarify that. Everybody's swapping.
Why'd you wink and do the little air quotes thing
Yeah.
when you said swinging?
Because only a couple of us went.
Oh, okay.
So, like that kind of stuff, like just little touches. And then obviously you had like the big grill outside. You're grilling out. Like it was just a beautiful home, but it's right there behind the brewery. But we go into this brewery school, and I expected him to be like, let's sample some beers. Mm-hmm. No. He was like, okay, the German purity laws of the 1700s state that it can only have 3 things in it. What are they? And like looking for group participation.
Oh, no.
And we're like, uh-oh. And you could see like the tryhards would all be like dialed in, like, oh, that would be barley, hops, and water. Yeah. And then we got the other people like, booze and fun. I don't know what the third is. And I'm like, all right, there's clearly a division in the room. And then he starts bringing out, okay, here you can smell these hops, smell these hops. So he's like passing them around. He's talking about, smell this barley. And I'm like, all right, we're in a different level than where this guy is. And then he starts.
So he's being serious, though.
No, he's dead serious. And he's like pouring beers. And he's like, all right, you've smelled everything. What's wrong with this beer?
What's wrong?
Yeah, because he would like intentionally, he had some that were intentionally fucked up. Too much sugar, too much malt.
He's testing you?
Yes. And so he's being serious. And I've got one dude who's just like screaming. And then he would just stop and wait. And I'm like, oh, we are not built for this. Eventually, at one point, my wife just got up and was like, I'm going upstairs. And I'm like, we're literally in the middle of class.
Right,
He's going to notice if we go from 10 to 9. And then the drunk dude's like, I'll go with you. And it's like, now we're 10 to 8.
Wow.
But then, like, I hear her upstairs, like, Reddit. I'm like, now we're at 7.
Oh, no.
It fell apart fast. So we did
you like, I'll just go start packing up my shit now?
I feel like we were not making a great impression. I was like, this
First you
guy's
peed
too
in the
serious.
sink, and then you skip class.
We were having a rough go. But I can tell you that house was the shit.
Well, my girlfriend's company, she owns her own company. They're at the Trapezium house in Amherst.
Yes.
So they're doing a corporate retreat there.
I didn't know Trapezium had a place in Amherst.
Yeah, it's called Camp Trapezium or something.
Ooh,
It's
nice.
a beautiful house. And the tasting room is actually closed, but they're doing a beer tasting tour tonight there, which is nice.
It sounds like a good time.
That's a good time. Spouses were and SOs were not invited. I was kind of pissed about that.
So I do a lot of like corporate events where like I invite people, and I've made it a point to invite significant others because then people feel like you could do something on the weekend because now they're like, I'm cool with it.
You're cool with that, yeah?
Yeah. You pull something on a weekend and you're like, you can't bring your significant other. That means there's somebody pissed.
Oh.
And then, it doesn't go well. Or if I do like a concert or something, I'm always like, and you have a +1. That's the move.
That is
because
the move.
then everybody has more fun and they get to meet your significant other, which makes you a human. Mm-hmm. You get to meet their significant other, which makes them more human.
Well, getting pulled away from work on a weekend sucks. Like, even if you're doing awesome things, you're like, you're going to catch, you're feeling guilty because you're not there with your family. Then you're going to catch grief because you're like, you come home and you've had fun while the significant other's getting their teeth kicked in.
Yeah,
right. So they got to do all the life stuff, right?
Yeah. If I have 8 tickets, that means I have 4 clients. That's how I look at it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like, that's the move. And I find that goes a lot further in the grand scheme of things to have.
Yeah, because then it's like, you can tell your significant other, like, hey, you want to go to this thing this weekend? Like, and yeah, it's hard to find childcare or whatever, but like, most parents don't get a lot of date nights because,
especially paid for.
Yeah.
I can't stand when they don't invite the significant other. Like, if my wife's like, oh, I have to go to this thing, I'm like, can I come? Oh, no.
Yeah.
Well, then that sucks.
Yep.
Or like, if I'm going to a thing, that's why I try to bring her out. I've literally had my wife at national sales meetings.
Well, I think that's the way to do it, because if you're there for 3, 4, 5 days, it only just it's fun, right?
Yeah.
The SOs can have a good time and do their thing and hang out at the pool or wherever they are.
Then they bond. Which is great.
Absolutely.
And then everyone has stories. And then you can be like, how's Mark?
Yeah.
You know, like you're just a better connection.
Yeah.
People bring their SOs to a lot of our big week-long conferences, but the problem is, like, the ones I go to are lame. They're in, like, Virginia Beach or, like...
I wouldn't bring them to a lame thing.
I mean, I'm in state most of the time, so there's not, like, a lot of cool spots we're going to. It's either out west or at the beach. It's like, we've been there a million times.
Yeah.
Yeah, but still, I mean, hotel sex is great. I mean,
It's
let's just,
always
let's just say that.
Literally the only variety I get.
Right. I mean, that's
You know?
that's
You go in fully expecting it too, right?
Yeah, oh, yeah.
Like, and you're mad if you don't get it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know about you. I always get it.
Yeah. Well,
Look, dude, we've been married for 20 years. Like,
yeah, you're a fucking hero.
yeah.
Right.
New
No, in
guy.
my world, the craziest sex I can have is looking at new curtains.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, like, look up and go, I don't remember that mirror.
Yeah.
Look at my ass.
Look, right.
Yeah. Hey, better take my glasses off. I can see my hair. Like, a hairy ass. No, but that's it. Like, having sex in a different locale is almost like strange.
Yeah.
It's the closest thing I get to strange.
We were spoiled because for the longest time, my in-laws had timeshares, and whenever we went anywhere with kids, we had a timeshare,
You had
which
it.
was multiple rooms. Now, whenever we go anywhere for sporting events, whatever, we're doing like the 4 people in one hotel room, and it's like,
They got rid of their timeshare.
yep, no more cool epic trips for free.
I'm going on a cruise in a couple weeks, and the kids are in the room.
Yeah,
I'm like, this is devastating.
yeah.
You're gonna have to tell them about a tie or put something on the door handle.
I can't explain. I can't explain that, but it's like,
They
how
have
am I
kids
gonna-
events though. Like they can go do kids events, or they can hang out with the grandparents, and you guys can get away.
You damn well. I hope so. There better be.
Yeah.
Kids event. It's called Come to the Mom and Dad Are Fucking event.
No, they
In the
have
twin
like
room.
they have like these cruises now are set up for that. Like they got like preteen like clubs and stuff like you can hang out in.
Good.
Well, and here's the thing: your
Game rooms
in-laws
and
went
shit.
from not having timeshares to now cruising a lot. Correct?
Yes, all the time, all the time.
See, Troy and I we're kind of related.
Yeah,
His wife is his sister-in-law is married to my brother.
yep.
So that's a
So we're
weird.
a lot of family functions together.
Sister-in-law
Is married to my
your-
My wife's
brother.
sister is married to Ray's brother.
Yes, but so technically, you're very loosely related.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
I mean it's all.
I mean,
through
we all
marriage.
have. I mean, if we did a 23andMe, we would definitely not be anywhere
Yeah.
near related.
Or find out some awkward shit.
Yeah.
Kissing cousins.
But like when we have events for
That family.
for Ray's nephew, like we're all of our families are there.
It's your nephew too.
That too, yeah.
Awkward. Well, that's good. Old fashions all around.
Yep.
We need it when we
Yeah.
all get together.
Oh, it's like that.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Well, that doesn't sound fun and fun.
I love Ray's family.
That's good.
They're a hoot.
That's a win. But not like drama fun.
No. They're just
We kind of we're just got to be chill. It's all right. I don't spend a lot of time with my family anymore.
Oh, you want to talk about it?
No, it's not time or place.
Could be cathartic.
Could be right, but
you
not.
know, Ray's the black sheep of the family.
I really am. Really am.
He's not like the rest of the family.
What, are they all bald? And you got all that hair?
That's exactly what it is. No,
That'd be tough.
my brother is something else. He's a handful.
I feel like we drank a lot of shit out of Ray that like he doesn't want to talk about.
I'm like, what the fuck, right?
I know. I feel like we do this to you all the time.
All right,
so
let's,
like,
we're
I'll
moving.
let it be. I'll let it be. But I do feel like there was. I was listening back to one of our podcasts a couple weeks ago, and I was like, man, I hope his girlfriend doesn't listen to this.
She doesn't listen.
That's good. Add her to the list of the majority.
I would say Ray is more sophisticated than the rest of his family. That's what I would say.
That's fair.
Wow,
Okay.
that's saying a lot.
No, but that just told me everything
Everything you
without
needed.
telling
Oh,
me.
yeah.
They're simpler than he is, I think.
Oh, I pieced it together. Do you want to continue?
No.
Okay, I don't think you need
But they're great. They're great people.
salt of the earth.
Salt.
Salt.
of the
Oh
earth.
yeah. I would say that. Salt of the earth.
Yes, that's
I'm not.
always the best
Yeah.
way to say. You know, real
I
salt
make
of the earth
I
people.
make my own simple syrup.
Yeah, he's fancy like that.
I'm gonna get a finely milled sugar cube. You know, on account of grown up. I'm gonna
Yeah.
use tongs.
Oh, fancy.
Yeah.
The little metal ones, the tiny little
They have
metal ones.
Yes,
they
of
have brown
course.
sugar cubes that you can find.
Dude, and I've seen that, and that melts easier.
Oh yeah.
Is it good though in an
Oh
old
yeah. That's
fashioned?
I would always use dark sugar in an old fashioned.
Yeah, because it's dark liquor.
So I read something the other day, and they were saying that there was a particular brown sugar that they would use as a cube, as opposed to simple syrup.
Is it Demerara or
Yeah,
Turbinado?
it had a name like that.
Yeah,
Or-
Turbinado, Demerara, either one.
and it's
Shocking.
a brown
Ray knows
sugar.
what you're talking
I know,
about.
like precisely.
It's just less refined because white sugar is like been put through the ringer.
Yeah.
Yeah, they said that you want a less. Yeah, well, what
Less
you just
processed. Yeah, for sure.
Said. Yeah, and then
And you can also do sugar in the raw if you can't find the cube. You can do sugar in the raw and just put it in there.
will that like melt better, for lack of a better term, dissolve? There it is. There's a scientific term.
Maybe. I've not done
way to
that.
get
but
that out.
maybe.
Would it, like render down?
Will they mix together?
But if I were you, like a big old hunkin' piece of orange in it too, right?
No, a peel.
You want the peel, not the, do you ever squeeze any orange
No.
in it? Okay.
Should I be?
I mean, you might like it. If you like an orange peel, some people, I use orange bitters in mine.
I take the
old-fashioned.
orange peel off, I rub it around the rim,
Mm-hmm.
and then I drop it in the top. That's my move.
Yeah. If you like that, you can also like take your piece of orange before you like peel it, just squeeze a couple drops of that orange in there and see what happens. Might be something you like.
Open it up a little more.
Open it up.
Yep.
The Jasper does something really cool, and Lucky does well. They'll do a burnt orange mist. So they'll take the orange zest before they rim it, and they'll light a match. And when they squeeze the orange, the zest of that orange actually catches on fire, and it goes on your drink.
Ooh.
Front door. See, this is the stuff.
This is the type of stuff you learn.
I'm trying to learn this kind of
Go listen to Squeezing Lemons. Which,
Yeah.
by the way, the most recent episode gave us a nice shout out. So thank you for that.
Yes. So
Yeah, I mean, we have this challenge that we're going to come up.
Have y'all started kicking out new episods yet? Or are you still?
Oh yeah,
on
we're 12 in. So
I know,
we've
but
done 12.
they're not
so
out.
Yeah, but you're only on episode like
Six.
Seven.
Oh
It's
yeah,
out.
but it's good because just like you guys, sometimes you'll do a double or
Yeah.
Oh,
you know,
actually,
yeah,
so
we-
we're going to record tonight, and then we're going to do a double in 3 days
Yeah, we got to have some topics.
because I'm going to be gone for weeks. So,
And so
I got
that's
topics galore.
and that's for me. Like I take October off basically because I'm busy, and so we know that there's going to be times where people vacation or do whatever. So we have 6 in the bag. Right
Yeah.
now.
That's
a good plan.
fantastic. So we haven't heard updates about how far along you are with the Malort situation. Then
We are pretty close. I think we can have 3 cocktails for you ready to rock and roll in a couple weeks.
do you need more Malort?
No, we're good. We don't. There's
You're always trying to
Now
pawn
here-
off more Malort.
It's like trying
What
to
I'll-
get rid of like pubic crabs.
Yeah.
we
Like, no one wants it.
You want more crabs, right?
You want more?
You want
You want more of
I
this
got 'em.
pubic lice, right? Because it's the least I could do.
got all you can.
I won't even come. Just give them to you.
That's what she said.
How do you think you got 'em?
I will tell you that we went through a lot of iterations when it comes to this cocktail. We are doing an ounce or more of Malort. A lot of recipes or a lot of people have said you have to do like a bar
a
spoon.
hummingbird's beak full of it.
Yeah,
I cannot. It's
It's an
unacceptable.
ounce
That
or more.
doesn't count.
It's
It
an
has to be an ounce or more.
ounce or more. We've got it going on.
And
It
you're
is-
feeling like you're cracking the code?
No. It's still shitty. The first 1 or 2 sips are okay, but that wormwood
Yes.
in there just comes out once you get a little ice in it, or it just opens up, and it is tough to drink after a couple. Like we
I
thought,
love
do we
it.
do shooters? I don't know. We don't know. We got a couple.
All right. I do think you should probably do like. So if it's a shooter, you don't need a full shot.
Oh yeah. When we do this drink, it's going to be a minimum of an ounce of Malort.
So this would be so your shooter would be.
An ounce, and then you could do a half ounce of something else, another half ounce, because it's a 2 ounce. I mean,
Yeah, shooter should be 50-50 in my mind.
Yeah.
But you
We
could
would
do a
do-
half ounce and then a half ounce of something else and make it more
Correct.
like a shot.
Yeah, but you could do a 2 ounce shot.
As long as the ratio, I think it's either an ounce or a 50-50.
Okay, we can do that.
Do you know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
You don't. I don't necessarily want to sit here and have 4 shots of Malort to try the 3 drinks and be like, it's pretty good. My biggest problem is the shit in my pants.
Right.
You know?
We're gonna do a coupe glass, like where there's no ice in it, so it's chilled and it's put in a coupe glass.
Ugh.
Oh
Horrible decisions.
no. We
With
have
Malort?
we have a grapefruit drink that's pretty good with it. that's in a coupe with no ice. And then we want to do like one on a rock.
Chilled
bus.
is a nice little secret there. Like you chill the shit out of that.
Chill the shit out of it.
Gotta help.
Right.
Gotta
I mean,
help.
you guys have had beers.
Room temperature brings out all the
No, I agree with you there.
all the
Yeah,
botanicals.
You guys have had beers that are so much better that are ice fucking cold.
Oh, yeah.
And so there are a lot of cocktails that are so much better that are ice cold.
For a fact. It's just, I'm so interested to see what you come up with.
We're gonna do it's. So a couple weeks. Taylor and I will be back on.
Nice.
So you really think you think by the end of April you'll have this dialed in?
Oh yeah.
I believe him.
I believe him.
I'm a pessimist, but I believe in these.
I believe him only because they're so talented at
Yes.
making drinks.
And we should have. You should have a couple other guests on. You should have a couple people in here. Do a Malort
for sure.
Saturday Sunday challenge. Oh,
I already got the guy. I know one.
Could we wait? Could we wait till the opening day for football season?
Nope.
Okay.
Because I want, if there's a drink that I could drink all summer, like if it was refreshing.
Oh, the grapefruit and Malort works.
That was the only tip I gave you. I was like, I feel like grapefruit and Malort.
It is.
There is a note of grapefruit and feces.
Who's your guy? Who's the guy?
I'm thinking Jay.
Oh yeah,
because he's been doing the food blog is taking off.
I hung out with Jay this past weekend.
Did you really?
Yeah, man, at the Ass Gala
Nice.
with M4K. It was a good time.
He's been crushing it with the food blog, and like he's starting to get a little bit of press. Like if there's anyone whose taste buds are dialed in, that would be the guy.
You would know.
That would be the guy.
Yep.
Like I'd bring Joe the chef, but Joe the chef can literally, like when it comes to food,
Oh yeah,
he is particular.
Yeah.
When it comes to drinks, he is not particular.
yeah. He'll put anything in his gullet.
Literally.
Yeah.
He's food. Oh, I like the notes of this.
He's like he's like a pelican.
Yeah, you give him booze and it's
Yeah.
just like boom.
Yeah,
Jay has got a fairly refined palate,
for sure.
so that would be my
Yeah.
my jump.
I agree with that.
I'm bringing him.
Okay.
We'll get a couple
Challenge
more.
accepted. And we know that there's going to be some stuff that just sucks.
Well,
It's more.
Promise you that.
when you start with a turd, I mean,
It's really difficult. We've had a couple, and we've
and that's why it's a
poured
challenge.
it down the sink.
We didn't give you cherries. We didn't give you cherries or
Yeah.
strawberries. Like, make something good with this. Like, yeah, we can do that.
Good luck.
Speaking of making drinks, should we talk about the Borg?
Well, hold on. We're gonna do deli, and then we're gonna talk about
let's
the
do
Borg.
all the deli.
'Cause I
Deli,
do
okay.
want to do Borg talk so badly.
Oh man,
I love that you're
I'm so excited about the Borg.
very top of the pyramid in there, Troy. See the most precarious six pack? Yep. The Elliot Ness.
Ah.
I'm very excited to try an Elliot Ness.
Elliot Ness Amber Lager.
Yes. So if you're familiar with who Elliot Ness is, does anyone in the room know who Elliot Ness is?
He was.
I know something.
He was
correct.
an officer. during-
Correct.
I can't remember if he was. I don't think it was Prohibition. I think it was.
It was.
It was
It was.
Prohibition. Okay.
He was the guy.
And he worked for the FBI, right? No.
I don't know where Elliot Ness came from as far as, but he was the one tasked with taking down Al Capone.
That's
you
it,
know,
yeah.
like Elliot Ness was the big dog. He's the guy who got after him. He was the big Prohibition guy. And so, wait, you handed me the wrong one.
Yeah, I was showing you what it looked like. 'Cause
Oh, what's it look
it's
like?
It's an amber lager.
Is it dark?
Yeah, it's kind of dark.
It is a little dark.
Admittedly, it's a bit of a paradox to name our amber lager for history's most famous agent of prohibition.
Oh, there we go. I didn't know the history lesson.
But it's a smooth, malty, and dare we say, arresting paradox.
Oh.
Cool label on it. Guy looks pretty dope. I wonder if that's him.
Yeah, it's a approximation of Elliot Ness, but with a beer in his hand, which would seem like a big no-no.
So he was a big prohibition guy?
Yeah. So, and here's what I liked about this. So when I saw this, because we're 8 years into this turd, it's very hard to find.
Yeah,
beers.
we're coming up on starting or finishing our 8th year or starting our 8th year.
Either way,
We
8
do
years.
that. We do this every year.
Yeah. So I was it's difficult to find a beer that we haven't tried.
Yes.
I was walking through the place, and all of a sudden it says Elliot Ness Lager, and I was like, well, that's ironic. That's the guy busted Al Capone, and he's a total prohibitionist. And then I saw it said Great Lakes Lager, and I was like, well, that's ironic because Al Capone was the king of Chicago. Which I was like, oh, it all makes sense.
It all checks out.
And I was like, I got to try it.
6.1%.
Yeah. Well,
have you ever had Great Lakes? I don't feel it's not jumping out at me.
I think we've had one other Great Lakes, and I don't think it did too well. But this one, it just had too much irony.
Smells like a amber lager.
Well, it had too much
malty,
irony for
very
me
malty.
not to pick it up.
Yes.
Okay. Oh boy, fuck me. Okay. What would you say? Is that simple syrup or sugar cubes? Because that's sweet as fuck.
Yeah.
That's malty.
Very malty.
Which, if you like malty, this would jump out amazing. But how is that a lager?
Lager. Yeah. That's
Right.
not a lager.
It's an amber lager.
Yeah. Okay. I've had 2 sips.
How much did you pay for this?
Well, I bought it at the little mart down the
market.
street.
Yeah.
So it was $12 a 6-pack, which means it's probably $10 a 6-pack.
It's not bad.
$12 a 6-pack is not egregious.
And
$2
Not
a
in this
beer?
day and age.
And it's glass. So that's even better.
No, okay, yeah. Let's talk about the finer qualities. The glass.
I think a glass beer, I think it holds its taste and flavor.
Especially if it's a
Especially
brown bottle.
yeah.
Brown bottle.
Ooh, third sip. The key has unlocked. Now I can
It gets
taste
better.
Yeah,
It
yeah.
does get better.
Third sip unlocked it. First sip, I was like, that's way too malty for my taste buds. I actually was going to give it like a 2 on the first sip.
I didn't hate the first sip, but I've moved it up a half a point in my head.
Oh, I'm currently at 2.5 mentally, but let's see where we go. It gets better. It mellows out.
I feel like for as malty as it is, the finish on your palate's relatively clean. I don't feel gross. Like, I don't feel like it's sticking inside my mouth like a lot of those really malty ones
I
do.
can tell you what this beer is now that I'm 4 sips in. This is Sam Adams' bigger brother, Brian Adams. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like Sam Adams is like easy drinking, malty, not
You
hoppy.
talk about the Boston Lager?
Yeah, the Boston Lager.
Because they have like
This-
36 beers now.
This is like if you never filtered Sam Adams Boston Lager.
This is what Sam Adams wished they were.
Actually, this is the opposite of what Sam Adams wishes they were, because guess who just redid their formula just like Fat Tire?
Sam Adams did?
The Boston Lager has
Wow.
been redone.
I still don't understand this logic.
This is now becoming a thing. Boston Lager said, we want to be a little lighter, a little easier to drink. Dare I say crushable.
Gosh.
This is where they're going. So Fat Tire dumped
Somebody
it down
knows
a
something
little.
we don't know.
They're trying to bring their flagships down just a hair, because this malty flavor, it doesn't play in today's beer drinker. And what was Fat Tire? Malty, not hoppy.
Yeah.
So what did they do? They
I
dumped
thought
it down just a hair.
We were
and they-
finally getting away from all the hoppiness.
Yeah,
we
but
were
they're playing a different hop angle. They're dumbing down the malt just a hair. And what Fat Tire did, in my approximation, I don't know anything about the recipe, but it's almost like they added the hops a little bit later, so you smelled it more, and then they just dumbed it down a hair. And I think it actually worked really well. I think we mostly agreed. You agreed. Too.
Yeah.
Even in the blind taste test, you were
Yeah.
like, this one's better. And now Fat Tire is doing, Sam Adams is doing a similar thing. Now we have to try it before I can actually tell, is it really like a nose hop and then
Yeah.
it's still malty? But the couple reviews I've read on a couple different magazines are saying that what is this? What is this? You're handing me something. Oh, I have jacked it all up.
Look at Ray doing research
So
like a boss.
there's been a little bit of, they're saying that Fat Tire was a bigger deviation than what the new Sam Adams was. That's the initial reviews I've read, but we will be the judge of that.
Yeah.
It's not Chicago.
Cleveland, Ohio? That's Lake Erie. That's gross.
Still Great Lakes.
Ew. No one drinks that. That water's polluted. Cleveland, Ohio.
I was like, it's not Chicago. That's the wrong lake.
So is it Erie? Is that right?
Yeah, Cleveland. So this is breweries in Cleveland, Ohio. It gets great ratings on Untapped.
The brewery or the beer?
Both.
What?
Yeah, I'm surprised. I'm an Untapped guy. Do you guys have Untapped?
Yeah.
So I'm an Untapped guy, and I probably would not have rated it anywhere close to this.
Oh, well then why don't we start with you?
I'll go last.
I enjoy a lager, and I don't mind an amber or a red or something dark, but there's not a lot to this. I would agree that the first sip was kind of like, this is not great, but the second, third, and fourth, it's okay. It's all right. It's a 2. It's a 2 for me.
Wow, that's a dagger.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean it's not bad. I'm not gonna. I'll finish this, but because you
don't want to waste it.
I don't waste it. It's very malty. It's very heavy on my tongue, and it's not sweet malt. There's something about it. There's something that's not.
There's a stickiness in the back of the throat.
There's a stick, right?
Right.
However, that taste goes away very quickly. There are a lot of beers that hold on, that lingers, that stays with you. This one is there and it sticks, and then it's dissipates.
Yeah. So all right. So you're a 2.
That's really harsh. It's probably a 2.5. I'll do a 2.5.
2.5 is official.
Yeah.
All right.
All right. So this beer, it's like if Newcastle Brown fucked Sam Adams.
Yeah.
And that baby was a Clydesdale. That's the only way I can describe it. Like, you take all the flavors that are in those 2 beers and you punch them up. Just one more punch. And I agree with Ray. It's a little too malty, a little too sweet. It's almost like you ever walked in a brewery when they're mixing the wort and you can smell that sour smell?
Oh, yeah.
This has that sour smell in its taste. Now, I'm not saying that's a bad thing. A lot of people understand that, like that and appreciate that. I don't. For me, that is a middle of the road beer. I will drink it. I will finish it. I will put it down. I'm not objecting to it, but I will never seek that out. That is a 2.5.
This is a beer that you drink 2 or 3, and then you leave in your refrigerator when someone comes over. They're having one beer. Hey, try this from Great Lakes.
No, if someone says to me, I just don't want something malty, I go, I don't want something hoppy, I go, I got the beer for you?
I've got the beer for you.
They left the hops flat out of this one.
Well, I'm quite shocked because I disagree with your scores.
Good for you.
I really enjoyed the flavor of that. I thought it was just sweet enough, just malty enough. I thought it finished clean, and I enjoyed every sip of that. And I'm giving that a 4. I really like that. Yeah.
Shit.
Wow.
I really like that beer.
Wow.
I would have a bunch of those.
I did not expect that
know,
angle.
me
Seriously, a 4?
Yeah, it's that good.
We went totally different.
Oh, man. This is not good.
No, this is why you can't have 2 people in a room.
Yeah.
Because that I don't disagree. If you like a maltier, sweeter beer, this does it well. Does it finish clean? Absolutely.
And when we say sweet, it's not like a not like a fruit beer or a Weiss.
It's a malty sweet.
It's a malty sweet, right?
Yeah.
This is that's interesting. A 4.
So if you're
Do you like
listener,
the chocolate notes? Is that what you're digging on?
I didn't really pick up on that.
Because there's definitely
Just
there's
a
some
little
chocolate. There's some stuff.
Caramel, little marshmallow.
So if
You're making me
If
reconsider.
you're a listener and you have good taste, then you'll know you'll like it.
Okay, you know what, Troy? Based on your 4, I'm going to change my vote to a fucking 2.5.
Thought that's what you did say.
I did.
Yeah, okay.
But
really,
it's
a
just-
4.
Yeah, it's good. I mean,
Okay.
y'all are saying it's average. I think it's above average.
Yeah, no,
I think
that's-
it's really above
Actually,
average.
no, you think it's well above average because
Yeah.
a 3 is above average.
Yeah.
3.5's. Hey, now we're really on to something. A 4 is that's a banger.
I didn't dislike any of that. I liked it. I liked the first sip, and then it got better.
It did get better. Like I said, my first sip, I was like, it's a 2.
But I'm not a hops guy, so
It's right up your alley, dude.
sours and malts would score higher.
Well,
so.
then I am going to have to say, listeners that are out there, you're going to have to try it.
That's right.
Because we have dissension in the ranks. We have 2.5s and we have a 4.
Yep.
We have a true deli for Troy.
Yeah, but no one dislikes it. So
Well, that's true.
There's nothing to
there's
dislike
nothing
about
to
it.
dislike about this.
When he said 2, I was shocked because I was like, I don't see how because I was dancing between 3 and 2.5.
Yeah.
When you said 2, I was kind of shocked. I was like, this is not a disagreeable beer.
Right. And that's why I changed it. I was like, you know what? I could drink this. If someone said, this is all I've got, I'm like, okay, I'll have it, you know?
So would you put malt in your Borg then?
No, I would not put the malt in my Borg.
Oh, you wouldn't put malt in your Borg.
No.
As a quick refresher to what a Borg is.
yeah, blackout rage gallon.
That's the one. So you
Yeah.
take a milk gallon or a water gallon, preferably, I guess. You know, you don't want to.
A big old gallon jug with a handle on it.
You take set amount of liquor, and I think we've decided in this room that
Didn't they say it was 750?
750. Yeah, 750. You dump that bitch in there. You pour some water in there, and you put a bunch of electrolyte flavored bullshit,
And
or
other-
some Gatorade or whatever
Yeah,
you
other
want.
juices, high C,
The point
Tang,
of it is
OJ,
to
purple stuff, Sunny D.
hydrate the shit out of you.
Yeah,
Correct.
while you're drinking the alcohol.
Yes. And then the most critical part, according to Gen Z, and I'm going to agree with you, Gen Z, is the clever name on the side of your Borg.
Yeah,
That's the key.
that's the fun of it.
You
That's the
have to
fun.
write the
Yeah.
cyborg.
And we brought this up. We kind of all agree with it because we all agree that when we drink, especially at a young age, hydration never comes into play. Now, Gen Z might have this figured out better than we do, but our generation, there was no mixing in water. There was no mixing in anything. It was
Sure.
just pound beer, throw in shots, mix drink strong. It was bad. It was
what I
really
have
bad.
found really interesting about Gen Z and millennials.
I know where you're going with
So
this.
millennials were the ones to really
Is Gen Z
push-
after millennials?
Yes.
Okay.
So the millennials really pushed that whole like sober curious and like we're not going to drink. And so like mocktails became a thing as millennials started coming into money. Bars started having mocktails. You started seeing stores pop up that cater to non-alcoholic mixers and things that you can put into drinks. Millennials pushed that. And I thought to myself, this makes sense because it is really kind of Cro-Magnon of us to be like drinking mead and bullshit and getting fucked up all the time when we clearly know based on the science this is going to make you really unhealthy in the end. There are other ways to catch a buzz. You shouldn't be smoking cigarettes. You shouldn't be fucking drinking booze. This stuff will kill you.
Well, they've kind of they were the first to really wrap their heads around like being sober.
Yeah.
But they'll say clear as day, I'm sober, but they smoke pot, or take psychedelics. But
that's it. So
but they're sober.
But they're sober.
Yeah.
California
The
sober.
California
yeah, California
sober.
sober,
Yeah.
as they call it.
Which is what millennials kind of embraced because they
Yeah.
were right there at the beginning of legalization and all
Yeah.
these things. So they were like,
When they watch their parents and everybody older than them literally just drinking to get drunk and just getting
parents getting DUIs, parents
Yeah.
fucking up careers and marriages.
divorces
Yeah,
left
no,
and right.
Like I totally agree. Like
Yeah.
I wouldn't look people who were born in the Depression, right? And they saw their parents struggling through the Depression. They were miserly.
Yeah.
And I don't say that as a negative. Like they held on
They
to
were
every penny. They
pinchers,
took
yeah.
on. They kept money under their mattresses.
Right. They worked
saw
second
these
jobs
things.
or every time they had an opportunity to make any extra money, they did
Sure.
it. Yeah. Yeah.
And they were better for it.
They damn sure didn't waste money on unneeded things.
Sure.
Like,
No, like me.
yeah.
It's a whole nother conversation. Boy, do I have a topic about that. But they saw the ramifications of the actions. They took action. And millennials have kind of done that. They've seen what we have done.
Yeah.
And they're like, horrible decisions. I'm
Yeah.
out. But then all of a sudden, out of nowhere, we have Gen Z coming up. And Gen Z's like, fuck you millennials, like they're boomers.
They're like, yeah, hey nerds.
They're partying again.
What I will say that I've experienced the Borg several times. I have season tickets to East Carolina football.
So you've actually done a Borg.
Consumed Borg.
All right,
Okay.
so let's start
But
at the beginning.
let me tell you what I see is that these Gen Z, like these millennials,
Not millennials.
not right,
Gen Z.
Gen Zs, they're the ones that are very hypercritical about offending someone.
Yes, but millennials started that.
But what I will tell you is that some of the names on the Borg are super offensive, and they are
really?
carrying it around
with pride.
with pride.
Hold on. So maybe the millennials were also the most woke generation and the less drinking, less
Right. And so the Gen Z comes
Gen
in
Z
and
starting to
says-
drink again and be a little more
Like
blue?
in your face. Like I don't want to say blue or red or whatever. But
No, blue as
Blue
in
is in cussing. And
using
Yo,
foul
yes,
language,
absolutely.
things that are offensive. I was
Absolutely.
referring to blue as in blue language.
Working blue.
Yeah.
Okay. Yes, I would say that they are more in your face. This is who I am.
Okay, so
Fuck you.
we haven't done the Borg. We've read about it, and obviously the internet will
I'm
tell
going to do a
you.
Borg tonight.
Yeah, you should.
Why don't we do it for our double?
So tell me what
sweet
your
Jesus.
Borg. Tell me your Borg experience. How do you make it? What do you put in it? Like, what's the
And
what do you
the
know about
name,
it?
the name of your Borg.
Well, I've never made a Borg. I've always been a part of someone who has made a Borg.
Before we get into it, another thing that I like about the Borg, and we talked about, was you're taking ownership of what you're intaking instead
is
of
correct.
We grew up in the spiking drinks, forcing drinks on people. Where now it's like, I'm gonna hold on to this. This is gonna be. I got a cap on it. There's not gonna be this funny business at the bar. So I
That's
think they're smart.
safer.
Yeah, it is. And
And when I see the sorority girls drinking their Borg, because my daughter's in a sorority, and then Aiden's there as well. So we have all the girls are at the tailgating. They all have their containers of Borg.
But
It's
can't
safe.
You
It's
put,
safe to drink.
But that's exactly Troy's point. No one can slip something in your Borg. There's a fucking top on it.
There's a top
Yeah.
on it. Yeah,
And it takes a hell of a shot to get it into a 1-inch gap.
Yeah.
that is
You know
correct.
what I mean? So even when it's open, it's safer.
So you haven't made your own Borg, but
We
people
partake.
giving you Borg
Yes, that is readily available at any college
to
football.
purchase.
No, like they're just carrying around.
Okay.
There's
But so-
not somebody.
So people share the Borg.
Everybody shares the
Oh,
Borg.
You know
see,
what I
was thinking it was a.
So I could build up a tolerance to my roofie.
Yeah.
I could hand out my
You could
Borg.
hand it
Or
out.
you could
yeah,
just
sure.
not actually drink from it.
I know that you know that I know that you might have switched the drink.
So what goes in the what do the kids do in the Borg?
Vodka.
I know, but how much? Because that was
Well,
the variation, right?
And it depends. You can do like a fifth. You can do 750 milliliters. Put
But
it in
couldn't
there.
I
but
do-
that's
or
a lot.
half. That's a
Couldn't
lot.
I do half? Like,
You could
I
do
would
half.
like to do
you could do a
half.
350.
Yeah, you could do half.
I would like
of
to
that.
put half of that in there.
Yeah.
And then I'm honestly going to come out buzzed and super hydrated.
Yeah.
So I'm probably not even going to feel that. the next
Not
day.
only that, they put
I'll
like
feel it while I'm drinking.
liquid IV or
Yeah.
even Pedialyte. A lot of times they'll take the water
Instead of
out
water,
and they'll put Pedialyte
Yeah, that's
in
what
it.
you. That's the move. You want to
Right.
have electrolytes.
And then Kool-Aid or that
Mio.
sport,
Yeah.
the squeeze.
that's a lot of people. A lot of recipes I've seen is Mio to add even more
flavor.
So did you have your own Borg or just sample others?
Sample everybody's.
Can you?
That's kind of gross to me.
Oh yeah, no. This Gen
Well,
Z is
the-
fucking nuts.
The vodka is a high enough proof; it kills all the germs around
Not
it.
if you're putting
Yeah.
half of a fifth. Don't be a bitch.
Not when somebody's fucking mouthing the.
Yeah. Now you're gonna get fucking mono.
Yeah.
It's college.
Obviously,
I
I
get
get like from a. I thought part of this was safety, so I was kind of
Oh,
surprised.
there's nothing safe about
okay,
this.
okay.
So do you?
So you're not Team Borg now.
No, it's okay. It's a gimmick. It's what they want to do. It is what it is.
Well, I
I will tell you that early on in the football season, I started noticing everybody carrying these jugs. Well, a few people. Then by the end of the college
Everyone.
football, everybody had it. Everybody had a jug.
I thought, and we thought that they had figured out how to catch a buzz, be safe, be more in control. But then we saw the article.
Oh, so yeah, it's funny you say that. So UMass they had in one weekend, they had one big event. 46 people ended up hospitalized while drinking Borgs. Like it got out of hand. Like these people, but they were doing it up with a full 750.
Yeah. How many was it again? I'm sorry.
46 ended up in the hospital.
That's a lot.
From these Borgs, dude. That's a lot. And for one event,
one college and one weekend.
That's a lot.
It is a lot.
But so these people aren't.
And it was St. Patty's Day, right?
Consideration. This was before St. Patty's, before St. Patty's Day. But these people weren't taking into consideration that, you can dial in your Borg.
Yeah.
Right.
Dial it in how you want. I can take 10 shots over the course of a day.
Yeah.
So I'm going to have 10 shots in my Borg. Okay. I can take 10 shots in a day. I'm going to put 30 in my Borg. Boom. Welcome to the hospital.
Yeah.
Jag off. Do you remember any of the names of the Borgs? Because I'm always intrigued by
Yeah, the biggest one I remember is the abortion clinic.
Nice.
I love these names.
You see a girl carrying that,
Oh, yeah. You don't have to pull out. She'll just fucking plan B it. And by B, I mean Borg.
Oh, there's already a plan. There's 2 plan Bs in my Borg.
Plan Borg.
Plan Borg. Plan Borg.
The big capital B and the little ORG. Plan Borg.
I'm getting ahead of the game here.
Oh, no.
Oh, college kids.
Yep. Didn't work. Now the kid has flippers.
I mean, the genius thing of the Borg is, listen up, kids, because I know you listen. The genius thing of the Borg is you lie about whatever the fuck you want. You could be like, I put 750 in here. That bitch could have 0 alcohol.
It could.
Because you know what? You think
Because you put all the mixers in it, and even if somebody drinks it, you can
can't
be like,
taste it. You can't taste it.
That's the beauty. Because the old move was, right? You just carried around a half beer all night long. You just turned it up to your lips. You didn't drink it. That was how you stayed sober. Now you just have a Borg. You could actually drink all night long. Your Borg can go all the way down. Everyone can see it going down. You don't have to have booze in there.
The whole thing was like somebody would hand you a shot and everybody's staring at you. And you're like, well, I've got to fucking take this shot, even though it's the last thing I need or want. Where if you got the Borg, you can be like, I've got a dozen shots in here. I don't need your shot. And then in reality, you've got 6 shots in there or 4.
Right.
Be smarter.
Well, I think that a lot of these injuries or whatever happened, that they don't realize the alcohol poisoning is that they didn't realize how much they'd put in there. And it was maybe a warm day or it got hot.
Yeah.
And you just chug it because it doesn't taste like it's, you're not dreading a shot. I mean, you're not dreading a Borg. You dread a shot.
Borg tastes great.
I was going to say, because
it
tastes great, you could probably outkick your coverage and overserve yourself
Absolutely.
too. Like you can go back for Borg number 2 when it's like, no, it should be a 1 Borg day.
I was just what?
What were you gonna say?
Go ahead.
I know. I was just thinking like we should have a little challenge. You have to come up with the best Borg name in the next 5 minutes. Like we'll continue talking, but in 5 minutes.
I'm not good at this.
But you have 5 minutes.
I'm not good at this. I'd have to Google it and.
I mean, I'm already doing Bjorn Borg.
There you go.
But that's literally his name.
Yeah,
it's not. The Borginator.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a million.
Yeah.
No, you just can't. You can't come up with a Borg name.
No, I cannot.
Like, I'm gonna hand you a Borg. You got 5 minutes, and then we're going to the tailgate. Like, you need a Borg.
I'd have to stop talking and literally focus all my attention on it.
Yeah, I wonder if you could do like a dinosaur name. Because
Isn't there an actor like Peter Borgensen or something?
Jorgensen.
No.
There's a Jorgensen.
Yeah, you could Borgensen it.
I've asked my son, who is in a fraternity, and he's actually living in the frat house next year. And I've asked him, it's like, best Borg name, go. We're gonna wait and see.
You just texted him?
Oh yeah, I was like, go. Let me see what happens.
Fucking respect. That's what I'm talking about. I feel like we gotta have something better than his Borg name, because you can't just be the cyborg.
No, he probably has several. So
if you're in a fraternity with Psy, you can be. That's a good name. PSY?
Dude.
Cyborg.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh man.
That's
That's not offensive. That's not in your face.
Dude,
does it have to be offensive?
I think it has to be like,
you're crazy if you carry around a billboard with an offensive thing on it.
So you got like a half gown. It's a midget Borg.
oh yeah.
Like, is that what it is?
Small person Borg.
No.
Little people Borg.
It's a midget Borg.
Midget Borg.
Dwarf Borg.
Dwarf Borg.
I don't know. There's got to be a million of them. Oh, see, now I got everybody Googling shit.
Oh man, we'll see what happens. We got another
staying
3
off
more
of it.
minutes. Troy's staying out of it.
I gave you mine. Cyborg. It was original.
All right, so you're just cyborg.
That's it. Yeah.
I like it.
What do you have?
I'm the cyborg hunter.
Cyborg.
Nice.
No, I don't know. I do like Bjorn Borg. I put a little tennis racket on.
That's a good one. Cyborg Hunter.
Yeah. Every time I see someone with cyborg, I fucking smash
Yeah.
the Borg.
Knock it out of their hands. Step on it.
Yeah, I'd be like a total douche. Yeah. So I kind of like this. I don't know. I haven't really thought much about it until right now.
I mean,
Right.
I definitely would have been all in on that in college for sure.
There's no doubt. The Borg phenomenon is brilliant. And I know a guy. So this is a couple years ago. I go on that Scandals, that boat trip. You
We
know,
need to get the
everyone-
board game.
So this dude
gourmet boards.
didn't even realize he was doing a Borg, but he was doing it in his own way. So this guy had a rule that on days when he was drinking, he carried a gallon of water, and he's like, I have to get through this gallon of water before I'm done drinking for the day. And so he always had a beer in one hand
And just a
and
gallon
of water in the other. What he didn't realize was he could have just joined forces.
Yeah, but beer doesn't go on a board.
No, but I'm saying like his whole concern was
Yeah.
hydration.
Hydration.
Yeah.
And so this guy was always standing out on the beach with a gallon of water in his hand and a beer in the other.
God, I bet if you're drinking beers and water, I mean, that's pissing. You are pissing on a regular.
Oh. Wait, did you see that shit? Is that your phone doing that?
Not mine.
No, it's mine. All right.
He's got names?
I got a name. So just like a Borg Shin Clinic,
Yeah.
he's my son just like abortion. Borg Shin.
Abortion.
Abortion. All right. So
What's going on in your family? Because y'all got some.
I mean,
these motherfuckers do not pull out. That much I'm certain of. Okay.
Well, good luck, kids. Be safe
yeah, I
out
mean,
there.
be safe.
But I'm just saying, isn't it funny that the Gen Z seems to be leaning back into the party scene? It's very interesting.
I mean, look, it's a tale as old as time.
You got one? Can you even say it on the air?
Oh, it's the same thing. Everybody's got an abortion kind of thing. Failed abortion.
Abortion.
God.
What the fuck?
I have
What
3
is
kids in
going on?
college, and they're not on the same thread. They're all giving me abortion references.
Wow.
This is hilarious.
It's not original. But
Borgasm.
Borgasm's good.
I like Borgasm. I like Borgasm.
But it's a tale
That
as
came from my daughter. What the fuck?
Yeah.
the
I
tale as
feel like
old as
women
time.
often have borgasms.
Right, they're bored.
More like for the women, it's a fake borgasm.
fake borgasm. You should write that back.
Big Borgasm.
That's even better.
I'm not writing that to my daughter.
Why not? She just sent you borgasm.
Yeah.
But
You-
you're
you
looking
have-
at me, you
you-
threw
you
your
have
hands
girl-
up like
you have
I'm
girls.
fucking crazy. Yeah, I'd rather her be having a fake borgasm than a real fucking borgasm. But I don't know.
You don't know.
Yeah, I guess I'm conflicted. I mean, I guess at some point they're going to have sex, and maybe I would like them to have pleasure, but at the same time, fuck no.
Well, you don't want to know about it.
Starborgs. That's a little better. We don't have not a sexual reference.
Like it's a starboard.
Star Wars.
Waterborging.
Waterborging.
Waterboarding's great.
That is a great one.
Yes.
Boy, see? You're good
there
at
you
this.
go. Yeah. Starborg side of the boat.
Yeah.
You know?
Failed abortion.
Dog is back.
Oh my God.
Fucking
No, but you shouldn't be surprised because as fucking long as kids have been around in colleges, they want to get their cap twisted back. Like they're gonna find a way.
Yeah.
So even the innocent millennials who are down to drink the mocktails, they're fucking smoking their J's and fucking eating their
They love
mushrooms.
mushrooms.
But they
Yeah.
love gummies too.
Yeah, I mean, so everybody wants to be
and
inebriated.
it's not, and nobody's smoking anymore. They're all hitting their vape pen.
Yeah, for real.
Yeah, popcorn lung's fun.
Well, they don't care.
No, well, they're invincible.
Well,
Yeah.
everyone is when you're young, right? I mean, did you guys not assume you were invincible?
Oh man,
There's part of me that still thinks I'm invincible.
Yeah.
And that
Till the next day.
dude, that part is reminded every day. I woke up the other day and I went to brush my teeth and I couldn't move my arm without shooting pain. And I was like, that's weird because I'm just using my elbow
Yeah.
to hold a toothbrush.
Yeah.
Which is not like
Very
it's not like-
taxing.
yeah, it's not like I picked up a 20-pound dumbbell to brush my teeth.
Your toothbrush isn't attached to a 20-pound dumbbell?
Well, it was.
It was.
It was. Now
Yeah.
I've toned it down. But no, I literally I came out and I tried to and I was like, ow, it hurts so bad. And then I bent down and shook my face.
shook your face.
It was the better way to
That's
brush my
hilarious.
teeth. I just I moved it as much as I could. I just bent down and started shuck. And I was like, that's how a grown up brushes their teeth, I appear.
I've been there.
Yeah.
I mean, it happens.
Well, it's
What
like
did you do?
when I stopped drinking and got a new expensive mattress, everybody's like, you must wake up feeling like $1 million every day. I'm like, I wake up feeling like a 45-year-old man. So like, I'm not starting from the best place anyway.
Yeah. My wife this morning was like, you got an 85 on your sleep number. Like, you had a really good sleep. I was like, for 6 hours, I had an 85.
exactly. Yeah.
But I fucking woke up before I wanted to wake
Yep.
up. And I started my day. Like, I don't feel great. I'm 5 cups of coffee in, and I'm still dragging ass.
Yes. If I get 6 good hours, that's a good night.
Like, for real?
Yeah.
At like 2:30 p.m., you're like, oh my god,
Oh, yeah.
that extra hour of sleep would have been so good.
Oh, I can take a nap almost every day. Like if I can find 20 minutes, I'll lay down and take a nap.
You can nap.
Oh yeah.
I literally cannot nap.
Nap with the best of them.
I can nap if I'm on the couch, but I can never nap in my bed. Like, if I get in the bed, it's such a production that then I'm sitting there like, well, you're here in your boxers, dumbass.
Dude, I'll throw that new bed in 0G and I'll just knock right out for 20
0G
minutes.
being like head up,
Head
feet
up, feet up.
Head up,
Yeah,
feet
like
up.
so
Oh,
it's like a
wow.
recliner.
Yeah.
Takes all the pressure off everything and I'll just be like half hour out.
Maybe I should try that in the
Yeah.
bed. 'cause-
Don't get in the bed. I just lay on top of
Yeah,
it.
a flat bed.
Yeah,
doesn't
never
work.
get into bed.
Yeah.
But for some reason, a couch.
Or a recliner, sit in a
Recliner,
chair.
yeah.
Yes, you got it. And it's 20 minutes at a time, 30 minutes.
Which, speaking of recliners, I have a recliner thing like on its last leg, and I got a heating pad that like vibrates to put on. Like that's my like luxury when my back's not feeling well. But I have a friend who has one of those like Brookstone type recliners at his house.
Like the massager.
Oh
and
yeah,
shit.
massage,
yeah.
full blown massage chair. I'm like, I told my wife, I'm like, the next recliner I get, it will be one of these because I looked for a nice recliner years ago. They're like $750 to $1,000 anyway.
Oh, yeah, pricey.
Dude, that reclining one off Amazon, my buddy told me it was like $1,000. I'm like, oh, I'm getting that. Like that's gonna be the one. Like full body heat and massage while I recline.
Fuck, this sounds amazing.
Yeah, that sounds great.
Like, I
Hell
don't
yeah.
even need the hand job. I'm fine.
It's a little much.
But for a
I'll take it.
Right.
but for a standard recliner is $1,000. Get the one that vibrates and heats.
I didn't know you could get ones that actually
Me either.
needed your back.
Oh yeah, I
at
thought
at
they
the
were $4,000,
price point.
$5,000. Yeah,
And it does heat.
yeah. Oh yeah.
Man.
You see the ones like the light up cup holder?
Oh yeah.
I know it's tacky, but I'm like, that's so
yeah,
cool.
I know.
That's the difference between like
Some of those have cooling. They actually cool your drink.
I saw one the other day that there was like a console between the two. So it was like love seat size,
But with a
so it was
console?
two recliners,
Yeah.
and the console was a refrigerator.
That's awesome.
I was like, "Are you fucking serious?"
Does it have a urinal that pulls out the side?
Dude, that was
That's
my
all you
first
need.
thought because
What's
I was
the-
like, if I can chill 6 beers,
Yeah.
I'm gonna need to get up twice.
Yeah.
If I could just piss here, we're set. I can
What
do
is-
Game
What
of
is that
Thrones
movie that's
marathon.
Idiocracy?
Idiocracy.
Oh my
Yeah.
God. Yes.
Catching a beat.
Right.
Go to Starbucks for a hand job.
Yeah.
Like, come on. And that will wake you up better
Yeah.
than a coffee.
Absolutely.
But then you're
I'm
going
ready to rock
out.
and roll.
Yeah, caffeine's an old school
Old
drug.
school.
You know
Yeah.
what I mean? Like,
Hand job.
hey, give me a quick hand job. Like, I'm now offended and like ashamed and like also very clear-headed.
Right.
We are, as a society, just always looking for that dopamine hit, whether it be caffeine in the morning,
How about a like
food,
on Facebook?
Yeah. Your likes, your lunch, if a certain food makes you feel good, the hand job you're talking about, and then getting twisted at night with drugs or beer or whatever. Like, we're just always altering our status all the time.
Listen, I can tell you that from a single guy, when I was on dating apps, it was immensely like addictive when you would have somebody that would swipe on you or give you a like or something.
Oh, yeah.
Because
So you get that like a little endorphin rush?
you get a little dork.
dopamine?
Oh yeah.
Really?
Yeah, absolutely. And so it's kind of like, oh, someone else.
How could it not?
Right. How could it not? Someone likes me.
I mean,
someone
if you-
wants to meet me. Someone wants to talk to me.
If you go out now and like, not even in like a sexual manner, but if you're out with your buddies and some girl asks a friend about you, like, hey, what's up with so-and-so? You'd be like beaming off that, right? Like,
Oh, it's horrible how easy it is to like make you feel good.
Yeah, I mean, and that's
especially as dudes, because it's different for the women. You
No,
know,
women get complimented. My wife can't get out of the driveway with somebody being like, I like your shoes.
Yeah.
I like your top. Like,
Yeah.
Women are constantly complimenting each other. Guys are like, nice shoes, bitch.
no, whatever.
We
Yeah.
dressed, we dressed up for that gala the past weekend, and I posted a picture of us, and everybody's like, you guys look great, you guys look great. And I'm thinking, everyone's just talking about my wife. Like, I'm just in a suit. Like, it's not like
Look at this curmudgeon shit, though. Like, they said, you both look great. And he's like, hitting on my wife.
Right.
No, not him. Like,
No, but
they're talking about her. She looked amazing. I look like a dude in a suit. Like,
honestly, I did see the pictures.
Yeah.
And I can tell you, I honestly thought they both do look good. So allow me to be the one to tell you.
Thank you.
You looked good. And also allow me to be the one to say, she looked great.
Exactly. Exactly. Yeah.
There you go. But you did look good, man.
Well, I mean, you put a suit on, you put a decent looking suit on that's halfway decent fitting, and for a guy, that's a lot.
The fit of your suit.
Yeah.
Is key.
You can accomplish more with a good looking suit than you can with a personal trainer and a dietitian for 6 months.
yeah.
Absolutely.
Oh, yeah.
That is a fact. I have seen
Straight
fat
fact.
guys with the suit that just clasps at the buttons just right. And you're like, have you lost weight? And he's like, nope. I spent $1,000 on a custom
I've actually
suit.
put
yeah.
20 pounds on. Like,
Yeah. No, I'm in the worst shape of my life. I'm actually leaking out of my butthole right
Yeah.
now. And I'm wearing Depends.
Yeah.
But I appreciate that
Thank
you
you.
said that.
But
This
Thank you for the
$1,000
Because the
tailored
suit has been tailored.
Yeah.
A tailored suit goes further than any diet or
Yep.
any workout regimen.
Yeah.
And the suits are designed to cover that up.
Oh, yeah.
There's a reason fat rich guys wear suits all the time.
I was in a wedding this weekend. You know, the wedding.
Oh, the wedding. Was that this
Oh.
weekend?
That was this weekend.
So are you married?
No, not married.
No, this is the
The throuple.
The throuple.
Yeah.
No, I'm fully aware of what we're talking about. I'm excited that it's coming up.
And so wore a suit all weekend long. And let me tell you, it was very, very expensive just to rent this suit, but it hid all the right things.
Yep.
Yeah, because they tailored it
They
for you.
tailored it for
Yeah.
me. Yeah.
It's beautiful.
Yeah.
They tighten it up with. So I've been wearing these true classic shirts because I've been on a mission.
I've heard, I see the commercials and hear about them. Are they worth it? Like,
So
I still think it depends on your body type.
no, it's so all right. So the whole shtick behind True Classic is on the stomach, it's wider, and then they intentionally tighten
the
up on
arms.
the
Tighten the
arms
arms.
and the shoulders a little bit.
Okay.
And then the chest can be a little bit tighter too, but the stomach is always looser. So the way they've designed this cut is to hide the gut,
But
and
that's-
accentuate the
That's
muscles.
not going to look good on you
Dude,
because you don't have a stomach right now.
And are they t-shirts?
Yeah.
they do t-shirts, they do henleys.
Oh.
They do all the things. And so I have done a mission in the last 2 months where I've been trying to find, and a lot of this stems from Fast and Furious. Every time I have to see Toretto and his
Yeah.
fucking white Henley, I'm like, is there anything better looking than a white Henley? And so when my wife and I did the binge, like I've always liked white Henleys and I always own them because I think there's nothing better than a flannel and you undo that second button, but then you have a Henley underneath that has buttons. I'm like, that's the look.
Yeah.
But so then when I take it off and I'm just walking around the white Henley, I'm like, that looks good. Well, then I watched all these Fast and Furious and that motherfucker's always in a white Henley.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm like, that looks so good in the white Henley. Like he's got grease everywhere else, but that shirt is fucking pristine. I'm like, well played, sir. So I ordered 5 different white Henleys from random companies. And I can tell you this. So like Amazon Basics makes a pretty good white Henley.
I love Amazon Basic stuff because you can return it all for free. But go ahead. Yeah.
So Amazon Basic Henleys are coming in at like $12. So if you're talking like punching above their weight, it's the number one.
Yeah.
Hanes sells Henleys.
Hanes?
That are made like they're nice t-shirt, like their high-end t-shirt. Looks pretty good.
Okay.
Lucky Brand, you can get Henleys dirt cheap when they're on sale. And they have like a faded, good look about them, a little more like, they're pretty dope. And then I bought the True Classic. There was one other one I bought in there, and I can't remember its name, so it's obviously not worth mentioning. So I would say Amazon Basics for like dirt cheap.
Okay.
It's gonna fit well. But then that True Classic, I got that Henley. And all of a sudden, this bitch is like strangling my arms in a good way. Like your forearms are not strangled, so you don't look like you're, but your biceps are like popping. And I was like, well, look at all the bicep on this guy, you know, walking around. But my stomach is like not exposed at all.
Okay.
It's opened up. That one, it was damn near $35, I think it was. It was expensive. And I was like, is it really going to be worth it? That is the one that I put on when I'm like going to go out and just wear a white Henley.
That's the one, huh?
Dude, it makes my chest look big. My biceps look big, but my stomach is completely hidden and it flows in a way where I was like, okay, they're not kidding. These true classic shirts, they really do make you look better. So I guess I'm doing a ITPH stamp of approval.
Yeah, but also for $12, you can try one out at Hanes or whatever he's targeting.
No, so the Hanes are $30.
Oh, what was it? Amazon.
Amazon Basics Henleys. They have that like waffle look.
Yeah.
Dude, they look sharp and they're dirt cheap. They're like $12.
Nice.
And so that most bang
Different
for your
colors?
buck. Yeah, they have all different colors.
Nice.
Most bang for your buck, the Amazon one. But like best cut, there's no doubt. Those true classics. They look
nice.
They look really sharp. And everything else in between. Hanes is like the most comfortable. So there you go. That's oh, I also did a Free Fly apparel. And Free Fly looks good, feels the best out of all of them, but they are wildly expensive.
Well, how much was the True Classics?
They're about $35.
That's not bad.
It's not bad, but when you're looking at a $12, that's pretty close. And
Yeah, when you can get 3 for the price
Three
of
for one.
And Lucky Brand's like 50, but then they come down to like 20 when they're on sale. So you got to buy them on sale.
Yeah.
So I've been trying them all. The Free Fly is the most comfortable by a wide margin.
But you got to go to T-shirts now. It's time for tees.
Yeah, so I'm starting to think I'm going to buy some True Classic tees.
Right.
But like in basic colors. Like I don't want something over the top.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like a white T-shirt that's like nice. Black T-shirt.
Yeah.
That's where it's at.
Yep.
That's where it's at.
You know, there's a reason that in every time you go in GQ, there's always a dude in like a white or a black T-shirt.
And just some
Because it's
jeans and
always
some
good.
tennis shoes. That's it. That's all you need.
Because that look will always be dope.
Yep.
Yeah.
You're never going to
overdo it.
regret it in 10 years when you pull out that perfect T-shirt. You're going to be like, yep, still a good choice. Still a good choice.
I like the guys that do the uniform where it's like, I'm just going to wear the same look all the time. Like,
why not?
if you can pull it off, if you find the look,